Okay, or would you like me to read your chat? I think I saw your chat coming in. Okay, sir. Mohammed Bagudu, I hope I pronounced that right, from Science Techno College, Minna, economics teacher from Niger State. It's so good to have you, sir. Thank you, sir, for joining us this morning. Thank you. We are so privileged. So on your behalf, I will help you to tag another person. Let me see, who will I tag? I don't know who is using Temitope's iPhone. I think that should be okay. I don't know. Temitope's iPhone. You can actually rename so that we can have your full name.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Temitope Mokorede. Good morning.
All
My
right.
name is Temitope Mokorede. I teach business studies at Muslim Junior College, Oworoshoki.
Wow. Thank
Yes.
you.
And thank you, my
Okay.
sister. Well
Thank you. So wonderful to have you, Ma. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So you have to tag another person that will take over.
I think I'll tag Kowe Abosedi. I think I saw a name like that.
It's all right. Madam Abosedi.
Kowe Abosedi.
All right.
I'm right.
Please, your name and your school. Okay, so we don't waste much time. Adenike Ambrose, I'm tagging you, please. Your name and your school. Okay, or any other person, instead of just so we don't waste much time. We have just a minute more on this item. We need to move to the next one. So any other person that you want to introduce yourself or your name, or you can just put it in the chat box so that we can move on.
My name is Adenike Ambrose. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. We can hear you clearly.
Yes, my name is Adenike Ambrose from Bolade Senior Grammar School. I teach chemistry as a science course in my school.
All right.
That's from Lagos State.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Any other person? Mr. Chris, I can see you. You're welcome. Our ambassadors. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, my sister. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. So good to have you.
Yeah.
Your name and your school?
Yes, Mr. Christopher Obu from the Ambassador School, Sota. I teach chemistry.
All right, sir. You're welcome. It's so good to have you here.
Thank good to see you guys.
For honoring our invitation.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, sir. Any other person before we move on to the next item?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ma.
My name is Kayode Adewale from Solo Comprehensive Junior High School.
All right, Ma. I didn't get your subject. Okay, hello. I think on this note we have to move forward so we can save our time. If you still want to introduce yourself, you want us to meet you, you can just put your name and your school in the chat box and we'll move on from there. All right, so let's go to the next item. Mr. Adewale Kayode, I hope you're ready. So Mr. Adewale Kayode is going to be telling us about PhET simulation, how PhET simulation works, how we can sign up, how we can use it to enhance learning in our classroom. So, Mr. Adewale Kayode, please over to you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Adiola, and all other colleagues joining across the country. Firstly, let me appreciate all of us, at least for joining this program. Sometime last month, we felt there is need for us to continue this teacher development program that we have been doing in collaboration with other teachers, and we've come up with this. So the very first thing we want to look at is PhET simulation. Of course, for those people meeting me for the first time, my name is Kayode Adewale. I'm a teacher in Ogun State, and my own objective as a teacher is to contribute and be at the forefront of transforming education in Nigeria. And I cannot do this alone, except if I do this with dedicated teachers across the country in doing this. So for today, we want to introduce us to what we call PhET simulation. PhET simulation was actually developed in the University of Colorado, I think about 7 years ago now, and it has been useful for teachers. It has really increased the enrollment of students in sciences, and we felt we don't need to keep this to ourselves alone. We need other teachers to also use them. So PhET simulation can be useful for with our students during the school hour, if it is in a school where we have the devices to use. We can also use it with them after the school hour, during weekend, and even especially during this holiday. We can make use of PhET simulation. So I'll be showing us how we can use PhET simulation, and for those of us that have been following us on all our social handles, we have been able to, make use, produce video content on how to use PhET simulation, both in English and also in Yoruba. Just of recent, I felt, because I brought in a little innovation into teaching of mathematics, where I teach mathematics in my local language, Ijebu, and I felt, of course, it's not everyone that is Ijebu. We also have Nigeria has 3 major ethnics: the Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. So let me come up using this PhET simulation in Yoruba, which cover around, we have over 200 million populations in Nigeria, and I think over 70, let's say around 40-something% represent those people from the southern southwest of southern part of the country. So, and I said, if I could do it in this way, other people can also come up in Hausa, come up in Igbo. So without wasting much of our time, how do we make use of PhET simulation, and where do we get PhET simulation? I'm going to start from scratch so that you see every process it will be taking me, and of course we are going to make this class a practical class. So as we are doing it here, PhET simulation, you can also make use of PhET simulation on all devices. It works on laptop, it works on, because it's a web-based application that can work in everywhere. Of course, the word PhET is an acronym that is from Physics, Education, and Mathematics. Physics, Education, and Mathematics. PhET, Physics, Education. Physics, Education, and Technology. Let me put it in that way. But it is majorly used for all STEM-related subjects. That is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So, of course, at initial stage, when it was developed, it was only developed for simulation in physics. But later got, extended to other science-oriented subjects, especially the STEM, all the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So the very first thing, so the very first thing we need to do is to go to our browser. Since I said it is a web-based application, so let me share my screen so that you can see every step I'm taking. Let me first of all open this. For those of us that are just joining us, let's just try to introduce ourselves on the charts, because we are now on the sections of these PhET simulation. So let me share my screen. All right, so as I'm sharing my screen, please let us be checking the chat box. Can we all see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so like I said, the section is going to be a practical class, practical section. Please. Okay, I guess some people are inside the waiting room. I'll be doing the work together. So let me check if I can. Let me accept people's in. But people are joining directly. People are joining. I've allowed you to join directly without staying in any waiting room. Maybe it's okay. So let me just. This is PhET simulation. As we can see, PhET interactive simulation is developed in University of Colorado in Boulder, and by God's grace, I am so fortunate. Like I do tell people, it takes the grace of God. I'm so fortunate to be among the 70 teachers worldwide that translate this simulation into different languages. We have over 100 languages on the with PhET simulation. So I'm so fortunate I'm among the first 70 teachers that translate this into different languages, and my own specific area is I translated the mathematics area into Yoruba language because I'm a Yoruba boy and I'm proud to be. So when you want to use the PhET simulation, I'm going to copy this link.
We are not recording.
Yes, I'm recording the screen. Okay, let me just try to do that. But I'm trying to record my screen so that everywhere that I navigate, I can capture everything. Or if I think I've permitted you, you can do that from your end too. So in order not to waste our time. All right, so like I said, I'm going to put this in the chat box. So let's check the chat box. This is the link to access PhET simulation. This is the link to access PhET simulation. Yes, if you check the chat box now, you see the link to check to access PhET simulation. So the next thing is that once you open this now, you go and sign up. As for me, since I have an account, I don't need to sign up again. But for those of you that are joining for the first time, you come under this place and click register. Except if I want to register with a new thing. But so let me not waste much of our time. So once you get in here, you register. But since I have an account, I don't need to re-register again. So I don't need to re-register again. All right, so I'm already in on the PhET simulation. So as you can see now, so once you get in here, the PhET simulation, interactive simulation, can be used in different way. It can be used as a form of the simulation. We have the simulation in this is 1, 2, 3. This is 8. We have it in 7 subjects: physics, chemistry, mathematics, earth science, biology. So biology, then it is also translated in what? Into sim, the simulation. So it is also used for teaching too. You can use it. We have different area where you can go on the PhET simulation to see different things that you can use it for. There is a tip for using the PhET simulation as we are doing it here now. There have been videos that have been produced in using the PhET simulation. You can also browse for activity, share your activity, then my activity. Then you can also join virtual workshop. There are different virtual workshops that have been organized for PhET simulation. So it is also used for research purpose. For people like us, we have take a lot of advantage in using it for research. So you can use it for research purpose. Then the initiative also inclusive design, then PhET global. Then there is also an ongoing program. We call them PhET fellow. Once it is out, for those of us that are on a different platform, I will definitely share that with you. So as for me, if I want to use it PhET simulation for any subject, let me go to my 40, which is mathematics. So my own area of specialization is mathematics. For those of you using physics, you just move to physics. Using chemistry, move to chemistry. Using math, you move to mathematics. So if I click mathematics now, for example, it's going to load all those things that we have there for us. You can see all the levels of mathematics. So it's going to tell me all the simulation that we have in mathematics. Ditto to other subjects. I'm going to show you other subjects too, so that I don't want to be biased, so that it will not be as if I'm talking to mathematics teacher alone, and my sister Ms. Adeola will not be looking at it that, oh, so you didn't put us into consideration. So that is for mathematics. So if I want to use it for biology, for instance, if I click biology, it's going to give me all simulation that we have in biology. As you can see, can you see for biology? These are all the simulation available for biology for now. Okay, let me check for physics. Of course, you know physics will be more than every other subject because it was initially developed for physics. So this is for physics. So these are all simulation that we have for physics. We have 54 simulation for physics. So of course, because I know how to use mathematics very well, and of course mathematics is bedrock of all sciences, and it's also a universal language that every one of us will speak on daily basis. So to use PhET simulation, like I said, PhET simulation has been translated into different languages. So there is no excuses that, oh, I don't understand English, I can't use PhET simulation. We have it in all different languages. So when you come under locally, if you select locally, you are going to see the first one you are going to see is English. But for the purpose of this class, since English is our official language, I'll be using English, but I just want to show you that we have PhET simulation in all different language, especially in my own area, which I'm very proud of, Yoruba, and I'm so fortunate I'm among the translator that translate the PhET simulation into Yoruba. So for instance now, this is Yoruba. So this is Yoruba. You see, of course, immediately I click that language, it changed the simulation into Yoruba. So of course, if I want to use it in Yoruba, I'll just go in now and use it in Yoruba. But because for the purpose of this training, we are going to make use of the English. So let me just type English and it will change it to English for me. So we have different English. We have English General. We have English for American English. So we have them in different, we have two types of English there. The British is there, then the American English is also there. So let me just pick any one of it and use. Please, Ms. Adeola, this we are making use of free version and it will be time out in the next 10 minutes. Please, once it time out, let us join the same link. It will bring us back into this place. Let's join the same link. It will bring us back into this place. So sorry for that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
So
no
please
problem,
let
sir.
us note that once it's time out, let's join the same link. So as for me, I want to use it. Like I told you, PhET simulation, it assists students in sciences, and of course there are many concepts in sciences that are abstract in nature, and those are those things that are making our students to run away from sciences. If you look at enrollment of students in sciences in the past 10 years, research has shown that it has reduced drastically. Why? Because there are no apparatus, there are no laboratory that can actually take care of all the topics in sciences, and the cost of getting those equipment are very cost, and we know the situation of things in the country now. So we can't blame government for everything. It is not everything that is available, but of course learning will surely continue, and we want to give kudos to University of Colorado for coming up with this kind of a thing that can assist our students. I'm going to take one of the most difficult subjects in mathematics, that when you want to teach this subject, you will need different things in taking this. Quadratic graph. I know many of us will pass through secondary school and we know what quadratic mean. We have different method of solving quadratic. We have factorization method. We have completing the square method. We have the general formula. Then we have graph method. Now, if you want to make use of this graph method in teaching quadratic, you see that your student, they will need graph sheet. Even you yourself, you will need graph board. Without all this, you cannot teach mathematics, you cannot teach quadratic graph successfully. So if I want to use this now, so once I click this now, it will take me into the lab. Once I get into the lab, you see something like a video like this. Play the video. So once I play the video, it's going to load this for me now. It has loaded this, and I'll go to standard. Let me start with standard form. You can see now. Now, for many years, we were unable to understand why is quadratic graph giving us U shape? Why is quadratic graph giving us N shape? Now, this simulation that we call graphing quadratic is going to explain everything. Let's just look at something, for instance. Who can tell me what is the coefficient of S squared? Just raise your hand if you know the answer. What is coefficient of S squared? With what I've just shown now, what is the coefficient of S squared? Can we raise our hand? Just unmute your mic and talk. What is coefficient of S squared? All right, Mr. Adela, go on. What is the coefficient of S squared?
Although,
Yeah.
I think it should be 0.
Yes,
0.
it's not, it is 0. The coefficient of S squared of what I've done here now is 0. Yes, let's clap for Mr. Adiola. Yes, the coefficient of X squared is 0. Then you look at it that when the coefficient of S squared is 0, the graph becomes linear. It becomes a straight graph. So that means when the coefficient of S squared in a quadratic equation becomes 0, it gives you what? A linear equation. Okay, let's look at it now. What is the coefficient? I need another person to talk now. Please help us to unmute your mic, except if you raise your hand and I recognize you, please. What is coefficient of S squared now? Can someone raise hand? Coefficient of S squared
This is Mrs. Ambrose, is 1.
is 1. Yes, great. Mrs. Ambrose, thank you very much. the coefficient of S square now is 1, which is positive. And who can tell us again what is the graph of quadratic equation giving us? Can someone unmute and talk? What is the
I think it's minimum.
Yes,
minimum,
yes. What shape is the graph giving us? What shape is the graph giving us?
U shape.
Yes,
U shape.
thank you.
U shape.
It is giving U shape. Okay. Now let me go again. Who can tell us again? I don't want Mrs. Ambrose again now. Another person. What is the coefficient? What is coefficient of S square now? What is coefficient of S square?
-1.
-1. Thank you, my brother. -1. Now, when the coefficient of S square is now negative, what shape is the quadratic graph giving us?
Inverted way.
It's giving us what? Yes, thank you. Yes, it's giving us N shape, inverted shape. It's giving us that is Mr. Watayo. Thank you very much. So we can see that. So all these concepts, please help us to Miss Ambrose, please help us to mute your mic.
I'm trying to is hanging.
Okay, maybe what I will do is I will try to unmute everyone.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, man. So you can see that now. So for all these, it is not possible for you to use conventional method in treating this kind of a thing, because even the time is going to take you to draw the shape of to draw the graph of negative, to draw the graph of positive. It's going to waste a lot of time. And of course, don't forget you only have 40 minutes to do all this. So but with technology integration in education, with the uses of PhET simulation, you can exploit and make your student to get the better understanding of what the concept is all about. And of course, if I want to know the vertex, if I just check vertex, it's going to show me the vertex. If I want to check the axis of symmetry, once I check it, if I want to check the root of the quadratic equation, it has done the root for me. So with this now, it's trying to tell me that the root of this graph is minus 0.3 or 3.3. That is the root. Then what is that equation? You can see it's showing me the equation. So these are what PhET simulation can do. Let me pick one more subject before we will time out. Then we will rejoin the link, because we are going to have about 1.5 hour section. So which is going to be like in 3 sections. Once it log out, once we time out, let's relog in into the same link. So I want us to look at another one quickly, a very quick one. I want to use let me look for another interesting one, because we have actually talked about those ones that deal with secondary school students. Let's see the one that concern primary school students. We have different ones that concern primary school students. Let's see this one, fraction, for instance. If you want to treat fraction, for instance, you have to come up to the level of the student. Is either you come up with different what is it called, teaching aids that can aid the learning, or you improvise, use different things. But with PhET simulation, you have everything. Look at this now, for instance. If I go into and I want to play this game, let me start from level 1. Okay, so let me just for instance, if you look at this now, see what it's showing us. It's trying to tell me that this is talking, the first one here is trying to tell me that, well, we have the shape is basically divided into how many parts? Into 4 parts. Then the unshaded side, when we look at it now, if you want to talk about the unshaded side, is just 1 out of what? 1 out of 3. So let me start from the simplest area, so that our primary school teacher that are joining us, and also the so-called junior secondary school teacher, you can see that we can actually make use of this with our students. Let me try to see those ones that we can go there. I don't know how many of us have been able to sign up. If I've signed up, can you type yes in the chat box? If you have signed up, can you type yes in the chat box? I've dropped the link to sign up on the chat box. Sign up on the chat box. Okay, let me take us to area. For instance, for this topic now, if you want to teach area, for instance, let's explore first. If you want to teach area, for instance, you need to cut shapes. Come into the class with different shape. Tell them to calculate the areas of any shape is to measure the perimeter. Perimeter means the measurement of the outside boundaries of that shape. So, but with PhET simulation, just come into the class with your devices, or if you want to, if you are blessed, you can just get a mini projector, project it on the screen for them so that they see the better way to learn. Of course, the reason why we are doing this because they are digital native. They are digital native. Their ways of learning is quite different from the way we learn in those days. That is why we call them children of why. They will always ask you, mommy, master, ma, sir, why do you say this? They really want to know the reason why this is like that. So if I want to take, for instance, you just come here and bring if I bring in this shape now, you can see I'm trying to build a shape now. What shape did I just know? You have any science teacher that you know that can be of benefit, this program can assist them in their teaching. You are free to share the link with them so that they can join us, because if you are talking about transformation of education, it begins with teacher. So we can all do this together. So don't let us be selfish. Let's share the link with them so that they can also be of they can benefit from the training. So let me just continue from where I stopped. Of course, this is how to make use of PhET simulation. Okay, now that I've used, all right, I was asking a question before we were time out. What shape is this? What shape is this? Can someone unmute and tell us what shape is this big?
Yes, Mr. Amber, that's a square.
That is a square. Thank you. Now, with this square that I build, if you look at the top, you see that it is telling me that the areas of this square is what? Your mic is, you are muted.
4.
Yes.
4, sir.
Why the perimeter is what? Is 8.
8.
If I continue building, it will be telling me the area. I've just changed now. What shape is this now?
Rectangle.
Rectangle. Thank you, Ms. Adeola. Yes, this is a rectangle now. Now, a rectangle, the areas of this rectangle is 6. Why the perimeter is 10? We all know the reason why it is 10. So even if they ask you, madam, why is this area 6? You see that the unit in each of it is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can actually use this to explain that concept to them, and it will give them a better understanding of what a square, a rectangle, or any plane shape is all about, without being stressed yourself, still coming out or coming into the class with cardboard. Even if you come in with a cardboard, you know, these students of this day, they will ask you different questions. Madam, what do you want to do with this one? How can we use this one? Okay, if you say this, what can we use it in another way? So these are some of those things that PhET simulation can save us from. So of course, once you explore very well, you can go into the game. Like I do for my student. If I want to use this with my student, after exploring, the link that I will send to them, it will be the link to the game, so that they won't have, of course, I've used it with them, they've seen how I use it. So the next one I'm going to give them is the link to the game. So they will be playing game. They will not know. They will think they are playing game. Unknowingly to them, they are learning. Learning is taking place. And you know they love game because they are digital native. So let me start from level 1, for instance. Yes, look at what it's telling me. It's telling me to build a shape that the area will be 12. So I will check my board. I will check the graph so that everything will come up. I want to build an area that will be 12. So what would that be? Can somebody suggest why I'm building area with 12? What shape can that be? What will be the dimension? Can someone assist me? What will be the dimension? What shape could that be? Is that a square or a rectangle?
It's a rectangle.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Fatima. It will be a rectangle. It will be a rectangle. So, what will be the dimension? Mrs. Adenaike, you did not unmute your mic. What will be the dimension? What will be the dimension? Can somebody unmute and tell us the dimension?
Okay, I think the dimension will be 4422, right?
Try more, try more. You try more because I know you're a biologist here. Try more, try more.
Okay. Okay. I really don't understand. What's the meaning of dimension? Like you can add
Dimension.
or
What will be the length? What will be the breadth of the
The
shape?
dimension is 4 by
Okay, that
2.
would be 4 and 2.
That will be what?
4 by
4
2.
and 2.
No. Let's try more. Okay, let me just tell you. You just said 4 by 2. Let me check. If I check, will it be 4 by 2? He's trying to tell me that no, 4 by 2 is not the answer. These are those things that will interest the student. So if I want to continue, the dimension will be 4 by 3. It will be the length will be 4, while the breadth will be 3. So let me check now. You can see that it's telling me correct. Then it will ask me to move to the next level. So these are the ways that we can use PhET simulation. So let me try if I can use one on the other subject so that other teachers will not crucify me talking about mathematics alone. So but I want us
Chemistry.
to, okay, you want me to go into chemistry? You'll be the one to guide me, because you'll be the one to guide me. So let me go into chemistry for instance. If I go into chemistry, what are those PhET, what are those simulations we have under chemistry? Let's see some of them. Okay, building a okay, I think I've worked on this density before. Or
Building a nucleus.
yeah, building a nuclear. Miss Adiola, I think you have used it.
I've worked with that, yes.
Yeah, okay, so you tell me. So can somebody tell me, if you want to teach this topic, for instance, with our secondary school student, what and what do you need? What and what do we need?
Oh yeah, Mrs. Adenike. Talk.
What and what do we need? You know you will need proton, neutron. Is that not? You need your proton, you need your
An electron.
An electron.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I still know that. So how
Yeah.
do we do this? Even if
That's an atom.
you can see, what did I pick now? I just pick what? I pick proton. Okay, let me pick one nitron again. You can see that I've started building something. It's telling me it can't come in again. Let me bring in another one. As you can see that it's trying to tell me the result. Like this one now that I've just built, it's trying to tell me that is 3.9 by 10 raised to power of meter per second. So what do you call it? You can see it is telling me. And look at the symbol. Who can tell us what symbol is this? The chemistry teacher now.
Hydrogen.
That's the mass number.
That's the mass number. Thank you, sir. So, okay, if I try to build another one, it has changed now. So what is the mass number now?
Now 4.
4. Okay, let me try to build more. What is it now? It has changed now.
Yeah. We have the mass number to be 5 now.
All right, you can see you can see how beautiful this could be when you use this with the student. After using your conventional method, you can now introduce them to all these simulations that can actually assist them. Then, of course, if you want to take this one in a physical laboratory, you will need different apparatus in doing this. And the student, you know, students of these days, they are very funny. They can break the bakers and the light. It will result into start running after them to replace it, the light. So these are all what we can use PhET simulation to do. So I'll just entertain 2 questions before I move into the next platform. 2 questions. Let's raise our hand, or we put in the chat box. Mr. Adiola, please help me to be on lookout on the chat box if there's any question.
Okay, sir.
Questions. Let's raise our hand. If you have questions, let's raise our hand. All right, Mrs. Fatima, go ahead with your question.
My question is that can one make use of this app without the internet connection?
The answer is no, because it's a web. Okay, let me say the answer is yes and no. The answer is yes and no. Now there is an offline version of all this simulation. Maybe by the time we meet again, we are still going to have another training again. I will tell us how to use the offline version. The offline version required you downloading the app on your system. Then you convert it to offline. It's not all simulation that are available offline for now. You search for those ones that are offline if you want to use the offline version. So for now, it is advisable you make use of the online version. And of course, the reason why you need to use the offline version is that when you want your student to use it at home, you know, it is not, you can't mandate it for your student to get laptop. You can't mandate it for them to, you must by force, you must get laptop. That means they will be discouraged. That even means you are running back to where you are coming from, because you are looking for a way to increase the enrollments of students in science with spending lesser money. So by the time you ask them to get laptop before you can do this and that, you know, it will result into scaring students away from sciences again. Any other question? Any other question? All right, ladies and gentlemen and dear colleagues, any other question, please? If you have question, let's raise our hand. If you have question, let's raise our hand.
I don't think there's any.
All right, so in the absence of none, yes, as you can see, what make us to run into this place? You will see that the reason why we people like us, we embrace using of PhET simulation in 2000. I think I was introduced. They introduced PhET simulation to me in 2018 by some set of researchers from University of Twente. Professor Clara, Professor Lindas, and the light of them. They came all the way from the University of Twente to introduce PhET simulation to us inside co-creation hub in Lagos State. And of course, we know the co-creation hub, the CEO of co-creation hub is now the present minister for communication, innovation, and digital economy. That's Dr. Bosun Tijani, of course, is our mentor. By God's grace, we were introduced to this. All these efforts, they were efforts of Bosun Tijani then. He made sure that the transformation of education begins with teachers. Please help us to mute our mind, please. Let me check those people so that. Please, I think this age, anytime you get into a meeting, the first thing to do is to check to make sure that your mics are muted. I'm going to, Miss Adela, please, I will make you co-host now so that you can help me to unmute people. I think I saw this thing. I think we are free now. So the platform was introduced to us right in the office of at co-creation hub in Lagos State. Bosun Tijani was there on that day. He was the one that invited those educators all the way. You can just imagine the amount he's going to spend in bringing educators all the way from University of Twente to come and train teachers in Nigeria. And that is where I earned my title Goga Master Trainer, because we are just 35 throughout Africa then in 2018. We are saddled the responsibility of, telling people about, using simulation in increasing the enrollment of students in sciences. Those are those things we are doing there then, and by God's grace, to God be the glory, we have got rewards for doing all these little things. And I know many of us, you are in that line. People like my mentor, Ms. Adeola, is also here. She has introduced us to many platforms that we have been using that have been improving the enrollment of students in sciences, that has also improved the learning outcome of students, because there is no way you use this kind of a thing with your student and it will not increase the student's learning outcome in that your subject. Because of course, after using the conventional method, you have also used the technology integration with them, which they can continue at home. Then at the same time, another advantage of this simulation is that it's going to bring the parent into the centers of the learning. Their parent will get involved, because there is no way some of them, majority of these students, they make use of their parent's phone in doing some of these things. Like somebody asked me in a training that I went for just a present where I facilitated the section. They were asking me, okay, you said, would these students start buying phone? There's no need for them to buy phone. Research has shown that for every 10 people you meet on the road, 6 out of them, they were on one social media or the other. If they were there, they were using one smartphone to join those social handles. So definitely their children can also make use of the same phone they are using to upload Owambe and do other things in accessing learning material that can improve the learning outcome of their children. So all what you just need to do, liaise with the school head to get the contact of the parent in your school, especially the science students, and add them to that platform. Once you see things that can assist them like this, address them and drop the link for them. Introduce them to the concept during the school hour and ask them to continue with those concepts by the time they get home. So ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we have come to the end of this. I want some of us that have joined the WhatsApp platform, we have 2 different WhatsApp platforms that we can join. For those of us in Lagos State, we have the newly employed STEM teacher platform is there, Kind Teachers is there, Teacher X is there, and of course, I just created a platform for the purpose of this, which is attached to the mail sent to you. I call it Transformation 1090. We are actually, it's a gathering of science educators in Nigeria looking at ways to transform Nigerian education using 21st century skills. So you can join us in the race. So, yes, I know many of us, there will be a lot of questions boiling in our mind. Where do we get material? There are these that we need to put into this. Of course, we know that we were used to traditional teaching approach, which is somehow, it is faulted for many factors responsible for the faulted by researchers. One, it is always teacher center. Traditional setting is always teacher center. It is always teacher center. It doesn't encourage, it doesn't bring the student at the centers of the learning. Like, it doesn't encourage critical thinking, collaboration, and the like. But unlike this one now, it's going to bring in critical thinking, because the student will actually think before they started think, oh, what is the next thing to bring? Am I to bring proton? If you bring proton, am I to bring neutron? Even if I bring this, what will be the result? And the like. All these, they are work of critical thinking. And these are some of the digital literacy that we are looking for in our education system. It is going to foster critical thinking, collaboration. Then it's going to give them knowledge retention. One of the benefits is that it's knowledge retention. There is no way you use this kind of a thing with your student and you come back to the school the following day and ask them that when you have 3 proton and you have 4 neutron, what symbol is that going to give you? Of course, they practicalize that. They don't need to go into lab before they tell you the result. So these are the advantage of this. So why are we now going? Of course, if you look at some of these platforms we are talking about, they are what is it called? Foreign-based platform. So we were so privileged. We learned some little programming. That we were close to people that are doing programming. So we have a lot of locally developed solutions that can actually address some of these things in the areas of engagement. By God's grace, myself have come up with a platform that we can also use to engage our students. That we can also use to access them. We know that we are making use of Zoom now. If I want to access you, I will need to go to another platform, come up with another thing, and drop the link for us. So for the next few minutes, I'll be showing you the little platform that I've just designed to as a teacher. So why I expect you to comment on the first simulation that we are. What do you think it is faulted? What do you think it is that we need to bring into PhET simulation, that we can develop it to suit Nigerian environment? One of it is what that madam have just raised the other time, coming up with a solution that will be software that we can download on our system and our student can be using it. But I also want us to look at other areas too. So I'm going to pause for now for you to come up with your own. So let's have hands. We need contribution. So please, let's raise our hand. Okay, I think I've seen one hand. Ms. Adewale, please, can you unmute your mic and talk, man?
Okay, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. For me, as much as I love to use PhET, I think the topics for biology is just kind of limited. For example, I think I have just only a predator and vision, which is high. I think that's for SS3 topic. Then predator, prey and predator, I think that one is SS1 or SS2 topic. So I think we have just about 4 topics in biology. So I don't know how they can probably employ more of biology teachers to develop this solution for biology subjects. I don't know of other subjects, but I am actually thinking for my own subject alone. So I don't know what can be done in that light. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Adeola. So what Mr. Adeola have just said, I'm going to convey your information to the organizer at University of Colorado. Of course, trust me, I'm going to share the recording of this section with them so that they can actually work on those identified area. Any other one? So there are limited subjects in the areas of biology. You want more, and I hope you people are ready to work with them. If they said okay, they actually need teachers, I trust you. I know you are always ready, ever ready. If they actually need teachers that can collaborate with them in coming up with different simulation that they can use. It's all about having a framework of all right. So I think we are rating with our gadgets. We are rating with the link. I'll be calling us one after the other. Can we rate? Let's rate PhET. You are going to rate PhET verbally. You are rating PhET verbally, and you are rating terms in words using the what is it called? Using the link shared by Mr. Adeola now. So I'll be calling us one after the other. I want everybody to talk. Mr. Ramide, I think is it Mr. Ramide or Mr. Ramide? Can you unmute your mic and talk? What is your view on PhET simulation? You can continue what you are doing and continue talking. So let's make it interactive. Mr. Ramide. Hello. Or maybe let me do it in this way. Let's use the tagging method. Let's use the tagging method. Let me start from Mutairu Ganiu. So once Mutairu Ganiu talk about PhET, do you think PhET can improve student enrollment?
Junior schools, those science subjects, junior schools, how versatile is going to be. I can see your demonstration, your some demonstration actually is for the senior subject. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, so can you tag another person? Please, can you tag another person? Mr. Ganiu, tag another person.
Okay. I've done that.
Just call.
I've done that, sir.
Just call somebody to
Okay, I should call.
yes, to
Okay,
join, yes,
okay.
to get connected with the
I will
discussion.
call Mrs. Adenike Ambrose. I hope you are there, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
She's there.
Yeah, but I'm trying to leave the classroom because we are running STEAM vacation course. Ready in the school.
Maybe we can,
Yes,
we
sir.
can call on Mr. Adenike.
Don't worry, I'm ready.
Okay,
I think PhET is a good one as far as I'm concerned. I've learned a lot. Thank you, Mr. Adewale and Mrs. Adeola Akinsuri. I really appreciate this platform. Now, what I'm looking at, as the former speaker has spoken, is not from SS1 that is the issue. The issue is from GS1, GS2, GS3. Now, how can we apply it? He has mentioned that. And if we apply it in the junior school, like presently in my own school, Bolade Grammar School, we are so fortunate. At least we have a lot of gadgets. Like the junior school, they have a lot of, the government gave us laptops and they equip the computer room anyway, so they can actually actualize that. But what about other places that they cannot do a lot? Can you hear me clearly? Now, PhET for chemistry, as a chemistry teacher, I'll be able to do more with PhET. But my limitation will be maybe projector, which I've earlier discussed with Mr. Kinsley about. The way it's going, we don't need to wait for government taking. We have to do these things ourselves and make sure that these children learn perfectly well. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Can you, Miss Adiola, over to you, ma.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was struggling with my form. I just submitted now. What my own advice, or let me say my own take is PhET simulation is good, but like I said, it can still be improved on. Like we need more topics to be developed. I think that's still what I've been saying. Even when I met people from CCO, that's what I've always been saying, that it's limited for biology. As much as I would love to use, like I am, it's still limited for me. So, but it's a good one. Yeah. Thank you.
Can you please tag another person?
All right. Let me tag. It's Onoluwa Shodade. It's Onoluwa Shodade. I've tagged Onoluwa.
Oh yeah, it's Oluwa. Go ahead, ma.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Kayode, for this. But I've really gained a lot about the PhET simulation, but I'm going to find it a little bit challenging because presently in my school, we don't even have a structure because we are just managing somewhere, and then, we have to combine the students into, like, a lot of them. It's a little bit challenging, let me just say the truth. But with the little gadgets I was given, the Ibile stuff, I've been able to maybe group them, but it's not still working. So I don't know. Well, I'll try all out. I'll be able to do. I don't know. That's my own challenge. But I've gained a lot. And I don't know if we have all the on the PhET simulation for the mathematics. But I saw the areas and other things, but I've not really gone through it to see if I'll be able to see all the subjects. But I appreciate the little I've sent so far. Thank you so much.
Good day, everyone. Hello.
Hello, go on, sir. We can
Good
hear
day,
you.
everyone.
Go on, sir. Go on, sir.
We can hear you, sir. Yeah.
Presently, I'm not getting the whole thing. Probably because I can't.
Maybe you joined late.
Hello, ma.
All right. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, but do you know anything about PhET simulation?
Yeah, what I really want to know is this. I don't know if there's an app, or because I'm just getting this for the first time, if I may
Okay.
say. Yeah, I wouldn't know if there's an app where we could access to get more information or details about this first simulation.
Okay, so you might need to see Mr. Adewale for your own special class.
Yeah, probably. Because, yeah.
It's okay. So you can tag another person.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Ms. Adiola. You are going to tag another person, but before you do that, maybe because of you, I will take like 3 minutes to just go back to PhET after everybody talks about the platform, so that it will look as if you are dragging them back, if time still permits us. So please tag another person.
So, Mr. Oladele, when we say tag another person, that means you call another person to continue from where you have stopped. So you can just
I
look
don't
through the
get you. I don't get
participants
you.
list.
Ma'am?
Okay, so we said when you are done with your own contribution, you've told us that you are still lost, like you are still trying to get your feet on what to be done. So what I'm trying to tell you now is that we said tag another person. That means you are done with your contribution. So you call out somebody else's name. Like look through the participant list, then call another person to contribute. Thank you.
Okay. I think let's Mr. Mohammed Bagudu come in. Yeah, Mr. Mohammed Bagudu.
Hello. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Hello.
We can
Yeah.
hear you, sir.
I am from Niger State. Hello.
Hello.
speak on,
Go
sir.
on, go on. We can
Yes,
hear
sir,
you.
we can hear you, sir.
We
can hear you very well, sir.
Assimilation is the first kind in Nigeria, more especially in Niger State. This is the first time of hearing a word like this. I don't know, we have advanced technologically. Today is a additional knowledge to me that I've learned, but most of our problem that we have in most of our public schools, we don't have the gadget. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
We don't have the technological gadget because I'm teaching in public schools. Only schools that can have access to all this internet is those people that are in most of the urban areas. But people that are in villages, they find it difficult in terms of their network and other services that it will help them to enhance their learning. I don't know what is the effort that the people that provide these services they are doing towards to enhance those aspects. Hello.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, sir. We can hear you, sir. We can hear you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mr. Adewale, you have done a lot. You have done a lot. I've been following you from teachers, multinational teachers of the years. You have done a lot towards technology.
Thank you, sir.
I have no doubt I have to thank you. You have helped me a lot towards to write on that technological event. Thank you very much.
Thank God, sir. Thank God, sir, Mr. Mohammed. Can you please tag another person? I will respond. Interestingly, I have interest in responding to your question.
Okay.
Please, can you tag another person so that?
Okay, I'm coming. Formulaki. Solula. Hello, sir.
Okay, that's Foluke Sholola. I think that was a mistake, like the way she wrote her name. It's Foluke Sholola. Foluke Shofola. Yes, please. Shofola.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm just joining. I've heard a lot about PhET simulations.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm enlisted to offer the course from I can't remember the name of the university now. Colorado University.
Okay.
Yes, I'm enlisted to study the course. I'm here to start.
That's great.
Yes,
That's
but I know it's all about physics and simulations, and it can also be used in other subjects. So I once attended a live session on it. So it's quite an interesting one, and I will encourage all teachers to leverage on this technology. I want to appreciate the great work Mr. Adewale is doing on this space. And to Mrs. Adeola Akrisuluretu, I'm seeing you for the first time. I've heard a lot about you. Well done, ma'am.
Thank
all
you,
you are
ma.
doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
That's all
ma.
I have to say for now. Thank you.
All right. So great to hear from you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Mr. Kayode,
All right, thank you very much, ma. I think Adedokun, I don't know if it is Mr. or Mrs. Adedokun.
that should be Mrs.
Okay, can she go ahead?
Adedoku. Yeah.
Can she go ahead and talk?
Okay. So, Mr. Adewale, I think she just wants to just appreciate us with
All
a
right.
message on chat.
So far so good. So far
let's
so
just
good.
wrap up. So we have just like 20
Yes.
more
Yeah.
minutes.
Yes,
to
ma'am.
wrap
So
up.
far so good. I've only got 3 responses. 3 responses, and we are close to 18 years. Some have left. Some are, so I don't know. Maybe others are still thinking of rating. So let's rate, because rating is part of what bring improvement in any things you are doing. In fact, sometimes some organizations prefer rating when they are having a meeting like this. So there is need for us to do the rating. Is very important, so that we know on where to work on concerning the solution. And it also encourage a convener sometime when you rate whatever he or she is doing, so that it won't just look as if you are just coming up with something. So please let us keep on doing the rating. Of course, I'll make this recording available here. So who again? I think all of us have talked. So far so good. That is that on that, and I so much believe I will try to make the recording of this section available on the Martina Teachers applicants, on Teacher S platform, on Kind platform, and new STEM teachers in Lagos State. I will make sure that once I'm done with the recording, I will definitely make the recording of this section available, so that others too that were unable to attend this meeting can have access to the recording. So on this note, I want to appreciate everyone for joining, taking out of your time to join this section. And I know in one way or the other, you have picked something from what we have learned together today. Thank you. Over to you, Ms. Adiola.
All right. In the absence of no further question, I want to start by appreciating the convener of today's um, seminar. Thank you so much, Mr. Kayode Adewale, for this initiative. We are so grateful. I've learned another thing today, and I'm already thinking again. I love opportunities like this. It helps me generate more ideas, and I'm sure it's not just. I'm not only speaking for myself alone. I'm also speaking for other participants too that joined. So I'm already thinking of what to do. How can I incorporate this into what I'm already doing, or how can I do something similar, or how can I leverage on what is being done. So thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity, for this privilege. Thank you, sir. And on behalf of all the participants, we want to appreciate your effort. Please keep up the good work. And I also want to appreciate all participants that are taking time out, to join. For those that joined late, like somebody like Mr. Oladile, I hope Mr. Kayode will be kind enough to take you through the session again. Mr. Kayode can be very sacrificial. So I remember some, let me say years. Yes, I met Mr. Kayode, I think 2020 during lockdown. So I remember how he would stay up till 1 a.m., 2 a.m., teaching me some things online, how to create this, how to do this, how to do that. So you can actually tap into that. Sakawade can sacrifice. You can go to any length to sacrifice for people. So you can tap into that, honestly. So I want to appreciate every one of us for joining, for taking time out to join. Somebody like Mrs. Ambrose, I'm sure she's in the middle of a very busy tight schedule, but out of that no time, they are still taking time out to attend. And I'm sure for some of us too that are really taking time out. I'm surprised to see some of our mentors too joining. Thank you so much, Mr. Abbas. We appreciate you. Mr. Mohammed, all the way from Niger State. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the encouragement that you're giving us to do more. And I still want to please appeal to us. Let's take time out when it comes to data collection. It's something that we are yet to develop in Nigeria.
Now, what are you doing now?
Encourage them.
You are what?
Right, sorry?
I said bring broom.
Oh, sorry. Mrs. Itsunolua is okay.
Go on, Abmuta.
It's all right. Okay. So I thought she was trying to call my attention to something. So like when it comes to data collection, it's still something that we actually need to improve on here, because so many things like that we need all this data for. So I want to encourage us